Hello all, welcome to another knowledge sharing session. How are you doing, friends? We are all involved in various different meetings, chaired different meetings, attended different meetings. But do we know how much of this meetings takes our time? Whether it is really productive, are we able to run it effectively? This was a question that was lingering to me. So that called out for me to uh, share this video with you. Today we are going to see the 7 tips for effective meeting. Before we go towards that, I just wanted to share with you uh, that some of the uh, good facts about this unproductive meetings. Around 83 percentage of the meetings on an employee's calendar uh, is being unproductive. It's a real fact. Okay, so all these meetings are ending up without a clarity, and it is becoming a productive killer and a waste of time. Here you can see a very good article that has been produced by the voter, and the factors about the unproductive meetings. You can see there is a 28 percentage lack of the participants, and 25 on non-follow-up, and 20 percentage on poor communication, and 17 on time being allocated not properly being observed, and 13 finally goes with no minutes being recorded at all. So this is the stage currently we are. So we'll see running a meeting with effectively requires a real talent. It is a leadership skill, I feel. So I just wanted to share some of my thoughts, some of my ideas, how best as a 7 tips here that we could run the meeting. First, we have to identify whether the meeting is required, whether it's really needed. For me, I will try to do whatever the best that is required to take to achieve that objective for the meeting as a one-to-one via a chat or a call to save our precious time. But I see that in some of the occasions, like where it needs demands the meeting, because that person to whom you are trying to reach out may not be ready to talk with you, so it demands a meeting. So if you are satisfied with that, go for that meeting. Be clear on the type of the meeting that you are planning to do. Okay, there are various types of meetings out there, guys. Like we have decision making, problem solving, team building, brainstorming, one on one, and agile related meetings. There is a lot of meetings out there. To give you some idea about this on the agile front, this daily stand up meeting, which runs precisely for 15 minutes. So you have to be very clear on what type of meeting that is going to be held. Okay, next is create an agenda and identify the participants. Your agenda should be very, very clear. Try to put even the durations like introduction, account update by the management, round table, 5 minutes, like that. You clearly put that, and you can also put the last 5 minutes for summarization and closure. Everything that you can put, and you don't need to call all the people from your team. Identify who are the right stakeholders that are required for that meeting. Okay, then only call them, because the problem is the more number of numbers involved in the meeting only creates a noise, and it will not solve the purpose of coming to a decision. Okay, so try to restrict that. Fourth is scheduling and sending the calendar invite. So here you have to see the key stakeholders calendar and accordingly put, and you have an informal chat with them whether this is the time that I see the free time, it's all okay with you, and ensure that they are properly accepting. because you don't end up in last minute cancellations. Uh, so I have seen, because of the people being busy with other meetings, they could not participate. So it is essential the key stakeholders are accepted that, and they have given some confirmation to you that they will attend. Of course, of this effective facilitation during the meetings. Why it's required is you cannot just kickstart the meeting and then wait for it to take its own turns. People can talk. You have to effectively manage the meeting, like when you, as I mentioned earlier, when you put the clear the timed window for the every section, you have to ensure that within that window the things are getting properly completed. If somebody is dragging for a long time, then you have to pitch in yourself and then try to strike the balance, like can we move on to the next topic, because we are running out of time, something like that. You have to properly pitch in and then try to ensure that the time of the meeting is being properly adhered. Okay. And there are some meeting hijackers are all there. They will try to put their own views for a long time, bring them back to the context. Okay. And ensure that the meeting is properly focused and trying to get the meeting finished on right on time. The sixth point is meeting closure with summary. Many of the time, I see that we are abruptly closing the meeting without proper summary. So have that last 5 minutes for the proper summary, so that everyone's understanding. It's a very very key point. Everyone's understanding is important. Try to ask whether these are the points that I have captured, something like this, that you can come up, like you can show that you can summarize as a notes, and then you can mention to them that this is the points that I have captured. So any last minute pointers that needs to be added, you can they will give that, you can also add that. Okay. And finally, you are going to properly present your notes as a minutes, that we call it as a mock, and then send that to the attendees, and of course clearly record that in the mom who have attended, when it is taken place, what are the key points, what are the action items, everything. I feel that it's a, if I go to deep dive, there is a separate video is required. I think for this this much is sufficient. We will definitely plan a video for how effectively a mom can be produced, so that it will give influence the people to do the relevant next steps and actions, everything. Okay. All right. So I think I have